The floodgates have opened, unleashing a toxic torrent of secrets America's elite hoped would stay buried. For decades, whispers and rumors swirled behind closed doors, but now, the truth is pouring out in broad daylight, impossible to ignore. On November 12, 2025, the House Oversight Committee released 20,000 pages of documents tied to Jeffrey Epstein. The sheer volume of evidence stunned even seasoned investigators, revealing a web of connections that stretched far beyond what anyone had imagined. This wasn't a leak, it was a tidal wave. Emails, calendars, and notes exposing a world where billionaires, politicians, and intellectuals courted a convicted predator. The details are staggering, painting a picture of privilege and impunity that operated in plain sight. For years, Epstein's network was shrouded in rumor. Now the shadows are receding, and the names in the spotlight are among the world's most powerful. The veil of secrecy is lifting, and the consequences are rippling through the highest echelons of society. The documents reveal deep, sustained relationships, fawning messages, sycophantic requests, and a casual disregard for Epstein's crimes. These weren't fleeting encounters but ongoing alliances built on mutual benefit and willful blindness. Epstein wasn't an outcast. He was a hub connecting finance, politics, and tech at the highest levels. His influence reached into boardrooms, government offices, and elite universities, shaping decisions that affected millions. The names emerging, Larry Summers, Michael Wolff, Steve Bannon, show how the elite navigated their ties to a known predator. Each revelation forces a reckoning with the choices made by those in power and the culture of complicity that enabled them. This isn't just about one man's crimes, it's about a system where wealth and power shield the guilty from accountability. The documents lay bare a pattern of protection and privilege, raising urgent questions about justice in America. The public can no longer ignore the implications. The reckoning is here, and the demand for answers grows louder with every new revelation. Among the powerful figures in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit, Peter Thiel stands out, not just for his immense wealth, but for his outsized influence on American politics and technology. Thiel, a co-founder of PayPal and an early investor in Facebook, has long been a behind-the-scenes force, shaping the direction of Silicon Valley and the conservative movement alike. The documents include a 2018 email, Epstein inviting Thiel to his infamous private island. Thiel's team insists he never accepted the invitation or visited, but the fact that Epstein reached out to him directly is telling in itself. It shows Thiel was considered part of Epstein's inner circle of influential contacts. Thiel admits to meeting Epstein, calling it a moral weakness, but frames it as intellectual curiosity, an excuse that rings hollow to many. The meetings weren't just casual encounters, they were calculated, and Thiel's own words suggest he knew the risks. Thiel's stature means his choices ripple outward. He's not just a billionaire, he's a political kingmaker, bankrolling candidates, shaping the right, and influencing the future of American policy. His decisions have consequences far beyond his own reputation. His willingness to associate with Epstein is a public concern, not a private failing. When someone with Thiel's reach and resources chooses to engage with a figure like Epstein, it raises questions about the standards of those who hold power. A cryptic email from Epstein to Thiel, "That was fun, see you in 3 weeks," suggests more than a single meeting. The casual, almost friendly tone hints at a relationship that went beyond a one-time encounter. The ongoing communication between the two men raises questions Thiel hasn't answered. What was the true nature of their relationship? What did they discuss, and why did Thiel continue to engage? When someone with Thiel's power is this close to a notorious criminal, we have to ask, what else don't we know? The lack of transparency only deepens the public's unease. The connection is a warning sign about the judgment and accountability of those at the top. It's a reminder that influence and access can come with dangerous blind spots. It's a red flag America can't afford to ignore. As the public, we must demand answers and expect more from those who shape our future. If Thiel's connection is a red flag, Trump's is a 5-alarm fire. The sheer scale and brazenness of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is almost impossible to ignore, raising questions that go far beyond mere association. Despite Trump's repeated claims of distance, the evidence paints a very different picture, one of a cozy, even intimate relationship. Most shockingly, Epstein spent Thanksgiving at the White House in 2017, a detail that's both disturbing and telling. This wasn't before Epstein's crimes were public, it was long after. By then, Epstein's predatory behavior was widely known, and his reputation was already in tatters. Inviting him for a holiday wasn't just a casual gesture, it was a clear sign of friendship, not distance. It sent a message to everyone watching that Epstein was still welcome in the highest circles of power. This shatters Trump's denials and shows a stunning disregard for Epstein's victims. For survivors and their families, the sight of Epstein at the president's table was a gut punch, a reminder of how the powerful protect their own. The message was unmistakable. If you're rich and connected, even crimes against children won't get you uninvited from the president's table. The rules simply don't apply to the elite. In a 2019 email, Epstein claimed Trump knew about the girls and even asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop, suggesting Trump's knowledge went far beyond mere association. This wasn't just a passing acquaintance, it was active awareness. Epstein also called Trump uniquely corrupt. None as bad as Trump, not one decent cell in his body. Coming from Epstein, that's a damning indictment. When Epstein calls you out for lacking character, you're in a league of your own. It's a level of moral bankruptcy that's hard to fathom. From White House dinners to damning claims in private emails, the evidence points to a relationship far more intimate and troubling than Trump admits. The pattern is impossible to ignore. This isn't a minor scandal, it's a grotesque symbol of impunity at the highest level, a warning sign of what happens when power shields the powerful from consequences. The connection can't be brushed aside. It demands answers, accountability, and a reckoning with the truth. Senator J.D. Vance owes his political career to Peter Thiel, who bankrolled his rise from obscurity. Now, with Thiel's Epstein connection exposed, Vance's own judgment is under scrutiny. Can a man whose patron willingly associated with a predator be trusted to have a strong moral compass? Vance's public persona only deepens concerns. He's a staunch Trump defender, excusing even the most outrageous behavior. The chain is clear. Epstein to Thiel, Thiel to Vance, a daisy chain of compromised ethics. Critics argue that aligning with Trump and Thiel means defending the indefensible, chipping away at one's own integrity. Vance's career is a case study in how proximity to power can erode moral boundaries. One of the most infuriating aspects is how right-wing media covers, or ignores, Trump's Epstein ties. Outlets like Fox News have developed journalistic amnesia, creating a protective bubble around Trump and ignoring mounting evidence. The Thanksgiving dinner. Epstein's claims, years of partying, all swept under the rug. Instead, they obsess over Bill Clinton's connections, not out of genuine concern, but as a political smokescreen. This is whataboutism at its finest. Distract from the current scandal by focusing on the past. The result is a fractured reality. One America hears about corruption across the spectrum, the other hears only about Clinton. This selective outrage betrays journalistic ethics, turning watchdogs into guard dogs for Trump. The public is left dangerously misinformed, and the cycle of unaccountability continues. It's a cover-up happening in plain sight. The double standard is glaring when you compare how non-Americans connected to Epstein have been treated. Prince Andrew faced relentless scrutiny, lost his royal titles, and was cast out. Real consequences for proximity to Epstein. A British ambassador resigned just for appearing in Epstein's address book. The UK sent a clear message. Any connection to Epstein is disqualifying. Now compare that to Trump. Despite a well-documented relationship, he's faced no consequences from his party or media allies. No resignations, no condemnation, just deflection and excuses. The contrast reveals a sickness in American politics. For the powerful, especially those aligned with MAGA, the rules don't apply. Prince Andrew was punished. Trump gets a pass. The double standard isn't perception, it's reality. Power and allegiance have become a get-out-of-jail-free card. The double standards and failures haven't gone unnoticed. Critics across the spectrum see this as a symptom of systemic breakdown, a world where the powerful operate above the rules. The Republican Party's refusal to confront Trump's Epstein connection is the ultimate proof of moral decline. The media, too, is criticized. Right-wing outlets act as propaganda, while mainstream media sometimes fails to cut through the noise. In a healthy system, ties to Epstein would be a major scandal. Today, it barely registers. When standards fall this low, the most compromised rise to the top without ever answering for the company they keep. This is the danger of a broken system. The Epstein emails are more than sordid messages. They're a mirror held up to America, and the reflection is ugly. This scandal exposes the rot at the core of our institutions, showing how justice and accountability are warped by wealth and power. The stories of Thiel, Trump, and Vance aren't isolated. They're threads in a tapestry of elite impunity. When billionaires fund politicians after meeting with predators, and presidents host them for dinner, it's clear money and loyalty have replaced integrity. The media's failure to hold the powerful accountable only deepens the crisis. These connections matter, They're not gossip, but evidence of deep corruption affecting every citizen. A system that protects the powerful at the expense of the vulnerable cannot be trusted. The release of these documents is a crucial moment for public education and accountability. Ignoring this evidence would be a tragic mistake. The time for excuses is over. America must confront the truth, no matter how uncomfortable.